God will send people. God will send people to intercept you. God will send people. That's okay. God will send people to intercept you. It's because He is trying to stop you from going somewhere.
Tomorrow isn't promised to you, and it isn't promised to me. So it's best that you get your life right with God today. Every time we would go out to preach the gospel in Times Square, every single time, there was one specific guy that would follow us around. He had a big sign that said, "I want money for drugs," and a bunch of other nonsense. He would carry this sign, he would scream at us, he would troll us, etc. This specific guy, he really would go above and beyond. I mean, he would say he's a demon, he would start screaming at us, he would follow us, he would try to interrupt the gospel. And I remember always telling this guy, and telling all the Times Square, tomorrow isn't promised. And that's biblical. Tomorrow isn't promised. Promised to no man. It's not promised to the rich, it's not promised to the poor, it's not promised to you, it's not promised to me. And I would tell this guy this. He would just ignore us, troll us, and ignore what I said. And he would always do this every time we would go to Times Square.
Brother, you want to be friends? You want to be friends, brother? You've been following me a long. Want to be friends, bro? We could be friends if you like. Brother, if you want to be my friend, we could be friends, brother. You don't have to heckle me, brother.
Now, after that happened, I didn't see him for weeks. I was like, I wonder what's going on. Every time we're at Times Square, this guy's here. And I go to church, and a brother in Christ comes up to me and says, "Bro, you remember that guy that would follow us around and heckle us? They found him face down on the streets, drug overdose." This man heard the gospel almost every single week by various other groups. There are other ministries that go to Times Square to preach the gospel. And instead of receiving, he would heckle us. He would curse at us. He would yell at us. Instead of receiving the gospel that could have saved his life, they found this man face down because he drug overdosed. It kind of hit me how in Judgment Day, God will show him all the opportunities he had to accept the gospel. All of the opportunities. Instead, he wasted it. Countless of people all over the world wished they could hear the gospel the way that brother had an opportunity to. This guy was right there. And instead of receiving, he heckled us. And days later, they found him face down. And unfortunately, tomorrow isn't promised. And that man found out the hard way after we warned him. Guys, get right with God. Get right with God. And to those who are non-believers, to those who don't necessarily heckle us, but they walk by us, mock us under their breath, or stick the middle finger at us, tomorrow isn't promised for those people either. And I'm sure that right now, that man that was heckling us found face down on the ground with a drug overdose. I'm sure that he'd give everything to have 5 minutes in front of us one more time to give his life to Christ. I'm sure he's probably begging God right now in the gates of hell, saying, "Lord, give me 5 more minutes to go back and give my life to you. They were right all along. They were right all along, Lord. Please give me a chance and opportunity." But it's too late. A man that had the gospel in the grips of his hands threw it away like it was a piece of garbage, only to end up the way that he did. Jesus is coming soon. Whether Jesus comes back or not, we have to get our lives right with God. And if Jesus is coming back soon, it's time to stop playing games. And if you're an atheist, agnostic, a Muslim, a Hindu, let me tell you that when you die, it's gonna be too late. Gonna be too late. Everybody in hell wishes they can change what they've done, but at that point, it's too late. God's grace is done. This guy wasn't even a Christian, but I'm pretty sure he wished he had 2 minutes, change everything, and he doesn't have it anymore. He doesn't have it. Come to Christ while he is still near, my friends. Come to Christ while he's still near.